The WWC, what the world is watching.
Today will be fun. We're going to break down the 71 versus 100 war and then take a sneak peek into the 81 versus 80 final. Let's get into it.
600 plus days of last war grinding, battle spawn, lessons learned, strategies mastered. When we talk, you level up. Welcome to the Warzone Wrecking Crew.
Today is War 71 versus 100 is the third place matchup. And then we have 80 versus 81 in the finals. So we can look at the players involved. Let's take a look what we got. For power in today's war, we have a few VIP 18s in here, 430, 382, Kings 327, self at 236. So you can see there's, let's see how many over 200s here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 430, 382, 327. And then we look at who we are fighting. All right, total hero power. So Killer's 287. Till like our top elites are much stronger than their elites. So you got 287, 245, 241. So they have a handful of 200s here, 245. So we have more 200s in them, and overall power. So we joined the war, like just got underway, poured it in on the right hand side. Server 100 wants to dominate the right hand side of this battlefield. We are heavily on the left. So I'm joining on the top right, near the top right cannon, where a lot of them have already ported in. So the strategy here is if they want to be on the right hand side right now, that's where they are. And we want to make them uncomfortable, to push them to places that they don't want to go. Maybe that's towards the left where we are, and kind of push them over or get them to have to relocate early. It's just scatter them out, spread them out, and start taking over the presence of this top left cannon. So the cannon itself, we are controlling the two left cannons already, and the capital currently. So we have that taken care of. The main power of CFO is focused in the southeast cannon below me, well below me. And so once I start spreading some bases around in the northeast up here, I will then pay more attention to the southeast as well. So right now, just first few minutes of the war, getting our feet wet, and the video that we're gonna watch today also is on double speed, so it will be faster than normal to make sure we're able to take this in. Somebody asked me for hospital, if I wanted to buff my hospital, and answer to that is yes. That is awesome. So thank you for that. What that buff will do is take my hospital from 13,000 to 17,000, which is integral for us winning. So I'm scanning the field. Oftentimes I just look at where everybody is. As you can see already from the red around here, that the presence of 100 is rather low early on. So that tells me we should just take the capital right now. Make sure we have the capital secured. It looked like on the left side they tried to come in a little behind us and try to make some headway over there. But while the bases are low, they may be coming in later. They may have better strategy. What we wanted to do and what we learned last week from 80 was we don't want to give up too much of that capital. I think we had given up 60% or 50% before we really paid attention and occupied that capital. So right now, the main objective for us is to first get off to a good start with the capital. Two, make sure our cannons are secure, which, as you can tell, even the two on the screen right now are both ours. And the third thing is scatter their bases. So as this war continues, I will be scattering these red. As you can see, there's more filling in on this right-hand side. So I'm going to go down. King has the northeast cannon secure. So not a whole lot for me to do up there anymore. I'm going to come down to where their strength is, which is Ibrahim, who is their third strongest. And I see Hamados, who has an incredibly strong tank squad, over right next to the cannon. So the first thing I want to do, I already tested this in Kill Event and know that I can't move Ibrahim. So I also know that he can't beat my missile squad. So knowing that, I want to move Hamados, who has a tank squad, but not a good air or missile. I can handle that. So first, I'm gonna clear some bases out here because I want to get a little bit closer to be able to launch my attack to Hamados by the cannon. So I'm trying to make people get attacked and pour out. That's the object here. That will create room for me if I can get them to leave. That's easier than having a base be left behind and then have to have somebody come in. And there it is. I got that person to leave, as you could tell. That allows me to now pour in, and I'm closer to him. It does look like, actually, I probably could have got a square closer to him there. But give me a break. There's a lot of going on. Adrenaline pumping. You're trying to take over, and you're also trying to do all of this thinking at the same time of where you want to be, who you want to attack, and where you want to place yourself and how you're going to get there. So that's what I was doing right there. Doing the same thing here now, taking care of some of their base support for the cannon. So move them out. And now I have a pretty clear way to try to get Amados out of that way. Now, Amados, I believe, is their second strongest. I just tried to relocate to get a little bit closer to him, and I could not. So I've now set my missile right to him. I know with my air, although he will beat me, he'd never be afraid to take a hit. And there he is. So I'll take 2 hits right there. The first one he was able to beat me on. And now he's got to go back because he's burning as well. So it's okay. It's an exchange. I'm trying to get him out of that cannon. And if he's not going to move, then I'm going to, he can port me and then I'll have to come back, but he's going to move. And there he goes. He moved. So now I'm going to take his spot next to the cannon. And my whole objective here was to get closer to take over this cannon. As I said, the other 2 on the left were already secure by 71. King was in the northeast. So now I'm going to try to manage my hospital and also take over this cannon. So now it's a battle between me and Ibrahim, who's here on the left. So Ibrahim is waiting for my missile team to leave because he can't beat my missile team while it's in my base. So you'll see his team floating around my base waiting for me to attack with missile instead of air. Right now I'm vulnerable because I have to use my missile squad to take over this cannon. So he can hit me. It is what it is. I cannot take over this cannon any other way. So I need to just keep pounding and pounding this cannon until I take it over. So here we go. Take another wallop in there. And now I've taken over the cannon. So I've used my first squad a couple times to really soften it up. And now I'm able to use my second squad to do it. Now, although it looks like the Northeast isn't under control, King is right next to it. So it just happened to be a preview of them having it. I know King will take it right over. So now, Ibrahim, I can now fight and take this cannon with my number 2 squad because I know pretty much the majority of the base has been emptied from my 1. So although it may take me 1 or 2 hits, I can take this cannon and control it and fight for it now. So that's what I'm trying to do, is just control now all 4 cannons as well as the capital. And the longer we can do that, the more we can take over the war. The other thing is it keeps Ibrahim, who's one of their strongest people, occupied with me instead of going in the capital. Just allowing them to have this cannon would then really just let them dictate and do whatever they wanted to do to go to the capital because we're giving up on this cannon. So having this cannon contested really keeps them occupied. They're stronger. Now, Killer is coming in here, and he's going to pour it into the cannon here. And once Killer comes in, I know that I cannot stay. I have to bail because it's pointless for me. I don't mind taking hits left and right when I'm only losing, 500 or 1,000 here and there. But Killer is going to go through my entire wall, and it's just not smart sitting there and absorbing their number one elite player's blows. It just doesn't make sense. So as it is right now, I can go back and forth and contest for this cannon. But you'll see him pop in shortly. All right. And there we go. Take it over. King also comes over at one point and white helps wipe out this this cannon to also engage and help me. And so okay, so see the bottom base right below me? That is now Killer. Killer has poured it in right below me, and now it's time for QB to bail. So it was fun while it lasted, but I cannot hang out here and do that. So occupied for long enough. I need to do a different job. So I scatter there, clean the hospital, and then figure out where the next place to be. I still want to be on this right-hand side. I know that much because I want to bail them out. We have everything controlled on the left. And Killer is once again gone. Probably Hulk. I was sending Hulk Killer's coordinates as well as King. So I'm going to go help Rich. You can see Rich right in front of me. He is also one of our stronger on the server. And so if they're hitting him from behind while he's trying to go to the capital or a cannon, I want to help him out. So I'm going to try to clear some bases behind him that were popping him and clear some way here. This is also clearing to try to get some 71 folks into the right-hand side. Again, 100 is running out of land. We have the left already secure. So if we can now make them uncomfortable on the right and port some of our people in here, pushing them further back, that would be the objective. So that is what I am doing here, cleaning up bases, trying to make room for our folks. What's easier for me to do this than some other people is I can keep my number one in protecting me, so I can't be hurt by many other than their elites. And I'm also able to clear over and over and over again with my squad, where I don't have to worry. Even if I'm cleaning troops, I don't have to come back to my base to refresh. So I'm able to just keep going and going and going. As other people, if they leave the wall up, it takes some of our other folks longer to clear them because they have to refresh troops in their base. And as you can see, I'm just able to continue to pound away, and sledgehammer some of their bases early on. Again, this is all fun, but if you look below me to the south, Killer is coming in once again to port in next to me. So this is going to force me to relocate, make me uncomfortable, and have to go. So I'm going to send his coordinates to Hulk, and I'm going to go see if I can go to this cannon, which I could not. He's about to attack me, so let me just move away while I can figure out what I'm doing. And then let Hulk go back in there on the right-hand side and see. Checking in, we have total control of the capital. It looks like they had taken it for a second, went right back, so I know we're good there. I'm going to go back and clear some more bases to give people the opportunity to pop in. So just looking for a spot to pop in. Perfect. Found it close. Now I can just kind of work in almost like when I look at this, I will almost operate in a circular position where I will just try to continue to force them away from the cannon. And that's what you will see me do now for the next couple minutes here, where all I'm doing is trying to work in a circular pattern to push them further and further away from um, the cannon. So another thing, I haven't been on 71 very long, and I haven't fought wars with them. And one thing I learned was, although it looks like um, you know, our elites have things covered, they're so much stronger. And I just say, oh, they have it automatically, and I don't have to worry about supporting them. They need support. You can't just let them do it alone. So, in this is a perfect scenario of what I'm doing. Those people, if you look at the cannon right now, there are a ton of people that are just going in, and King is absorbing that. The problem is, King can't absorb everything. Eventually, he's going to be knocked out of the cannon. So, what this allows me to do is take everybody who's around him or around the cannon and start pushing them back, making it longer or harder for them to get to the cannon. Not only that, but it's allowing me to clear the bases so that 71 can come in and occupy those spots. So that is what I'm doing. That is the strategy that I have that I'm taking in. As I said, right now, my thought is capital is secure. We have 3 cannons here. We had the cannon to the northeast that was being occupied by Abraham and Killer, but Hulk was working on removing Killer and making him uncomfortable. So this is the best place for me to help King secure this cannon because he's surrounded by 100. At the same time, I'm also on the waiting for the bat signal that will come over, and people will let me know. We're on a comm call right now. So if anybody's struggling or anybody has somebody that pops over that is hitting them or hurting them, that's one of their stronger elites, it allows me to come over to that area and help and clear them out. So as you can tell already, from hitting this area of where we were completely populated around King. If you now look around this cannon, it is empty bases. It is completely clear around me. So I've cleared those bases around. There's some to the north. I can go there. But at the same time, I believe coming up, I get one of those back calls to come help right there. I get a back call to come help with Yo, who is their 4th strongest on the server, I think. 3rd strongest on the server, and he was hitting some of our guys. So I'm now going to go hit him. As you can see right here, I'm heading to Yo right now. I take 3,700 from him, so I know I'm penetrating his wall into his second team. No problem. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to have to refresh. He is strong, so he's an elite. So I'm going to have to chip away at him, try to fill his hospital, make him feel uncomfortable, and have his screen just be constantly red while he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. So I am penetrating his wall once again. I'm coming back, and I will do this. This is why I have the troops, right? This is why I build them all. This is my job. Now I'm going to get closer to him so I can get a shorter trip, and I'm going to just sledgehammer Yo until he either moves or he loses all his troops. One or the other. I'm not going to stop. So it's up to him if he wants to continue this battle. This will be my hour if it needed to be, because he's an elite. And it helps my team to occupy him anyway. This also doesn't allow him to take his troops out, his squad, because he has to leave it in to protect. And now he's left. So now I don't know where he went. So in my head, I also want to find him because I was making him uncomfortable. So I will help with some bases around here and clear. So I'm not like teleporting around every 2 seconds, but at the same time, I found him. I see his base right here. Teleport, ran out. Pop in right behind him. Try to hit Yo again. And Yo is quickly out. So he is gone. So now I get another bat signal to go up to the northeast, where Gummy Check here, Jimmy, whatever his name is hitting some folks. Going to exchange with him. This is another interesting exchange and a perfect thing to watch. So I don't care about being ported. Every hit that he gives me is going to penetrate my wall a little bit. I'm taking 26, 25 from him, and he's able to hit me a little bit. and clear my wall. So he's getting through a little bit with my air. When he leaves, I'm able to get 2 hits on him. So I'm taking more of his troops in the exchanges. If I port, then go ahead and port. It forces him to try to leave his ones in, which then I was taking 5,000 a clip from him. So I'm taking 5,000 from him. He's taking around 1,700 from me, and because he's hitting me in my base, I'm not losing any troops though. He's just filling my hospital, and he's not filling it. It's only, you could see, I think it was like 1,700 or whatever it was that was there when he was hitting me. So now I'm just going to continue to whack away at him, 2 at a clip, come back, and he knows if he takes out his top squad to hit me, then I'm going to just port him. So he's stuck in a bad place where he has to decide: do I leave my troops in, or what do I do here? And as you can tell, he made his choice, which was to get ported. And I mean, it was going to happen regardless of that. So waiting again for another. There's a person above me is hitting me, so I'm going to go after a couple of them. They're going to run. And now again, at this time, capital secure. Cannons are secure. We have 3 out of 4 cannons at all time right now. At this point of the war, we have all 4, I believe. Zoom out there, you see it. So all blue. We have all 4 cannons and all 4 and capital. So I want to take a sneak peek on that during the war. You should always know where we are. How many cannons do you have? Where's the capital at? What's the percentage? Do we currently have it? Because that allows you to just float around. Now I don't care about going after the cannon and trying to get people out of it, or the capital, or I'm not worried about points. I just want to now clear their bases. I'm waiting for the bat signals to come in, and I just want to clear bases and get them out of the right side and make them uncomfortable. And hopefully they're feeling at this point, we're losing the war. I'm going to quit, and I'm not going to come back. And this is how people quit. You just keep hitting them and draining their troops and hitting around, less support, less people there. And anybody will tell you it's not necessarily the elite in Wales that will win you a war. It's the participation and the number that you have. And this is a perfect example of why you sledgehammer people over and over and over again, hoping that you take their troops, or you fill their hospitals. They don't want to use the speed ups to be back in the war, and they just realize, like, oh, maybe we're losing, and they just leave. Good. Music to our ears, because all we want to do is win. So if you're going to leave, that's what we want. So here we go. Looking for another place. I get another bat signal to come in on this side, to hit another one of their elites who takes off. So I chase him away. Coming back. And I get another bat call in to get rid of another one of their stronger. I think this is the 5th strongest on the server, Iron. So the goal is to really get him away. And so because he's coming after me, he tries to port around while I have mine out. I come back in time, take more of his troops, plus he left. So now I get to hit him multiple times because his wall is either down or he can't... he's not as strong as my second that I send over there. And now it's just time to either have him leave or port him. One or the other. But my job is complete, and he is done. So as we get towards the end of the war, we're wrapping up right now. Just cleaning up some top bases of some folks that are there. There's nothing much to do. We hit and clear the capital, and therefore no more hits. You just stop fighting. So once we know this is over, everybody leaves. I'm done. I do try to go in for the diamonds right here, and I get kicked out, and it turns out that was CDF, like 4th team. So I got booted. Here's a look into our points. So Ibrahim, King, Blackhawk, myself was 4th, and CDF was 5th. That's how we finished the point scoring. Quick preview in what happened to the 80 versus 81 war, as I promised. Here's a sneak peek in on what took place. It was controlled by 81, as you can tell. And then we just show you the wrap up of that, where 81 has won this Warzone Duel tournament. So it was a fun tournament. Had a blast. Look forward to the next Warzone Duel that we have. It was my first fighting with 71. A lot of lessons learned. That's all I look for, is continuing to up my education in this game and getting stronger and smarter when it comes to strategy and fighting wars, even with elites and whales, because I have not had that in the past. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments, subscribe, come and join the WWC Discord community. And with that, have yourself a wonderful weekend. QB18 out.